I'm gonna try to recreate my old Tom and Jerry animation, and along the way, you guys can watch how I did it. There really is no secret behind it. It is a lot of work and a lot of planning, but it is very fun. Now you have screenplay, storyboard, pre-production, the background, then keyframes, and then the in-betweens, and then the coloring, and then the cell. That's the gist of the step-by-step of animation. Let's start with screenplay. The structure of a Tom and Jerry episode is Tom chases Jerry. Jerry wants cheese. Tom doesn't let him. Tom is hungry. It's all very fun. For you, the animator, and also the story writer, it's up to you to kind of have that imagination to do what you want to do. If you watch a lot of Tom and Jerry episodes, most of the gag is like this fun, creative way Tom can get injured and like how his body can morph and be drawn, but also the reaction of it. So try to put your own creativity to the test. That's what it is, and it's like there's no dialogue. It's really just animating. You're just animating and it's fun. So in your own screenplay, set up the scene, set up the setting. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'm only gonna do up to the first part of my short film, which should be about 1 minute. Because of how I wrote the screenplay in mind, I had 1 minute for the first part, and minute the more chaos in the second, and then another minute for the third part. Maybe you want to do that in yours. Maybe you want 2 minutes, or you also just 1 minute. It's up to you. It's yours. It's your episode, you know. And when you're writing it, try to write it knowing that you're gonna make it. And what I mean by that is that don't just be like Tom chases Jerry into a crowd and it causes chaos. It sounds very fun, but you're writing that and then you go to the production and then you realize you have to draw all the people in the crowd. That's why for me this was actually a great project because I did it in my room as the background, which means reference wise I just look around me and see this is how it looks, this is where I am, how it's gonna be. It's very important. Like from the beginning, you know how it's gonna be in the end, and that's what's very important to like actually completing it. So yeah, when you're writing this screenplay of yours, think about location, the reference. Are you gonna be able to draw it in a good way? We're gonna talk about background later in this episode, in this tutorial. So you have your screenplay, you have the camera movement, you have the location, you have the thing that Jerry's doing, you have Tom, what he's doing, whatever it is, get the action. Now you have to turn it into storyboard. I'm gonna assume you are a one-man army. Now you can take a break, you can take a day off after, you finished the screenplay, and this is the next day, you're doing the storyboard. You have to translate your words into drawings. I say that because burnouts are a very real thing, and you need to get that under control if you want to finish. Now I have old storyboards from this project years ago. For this tutorial, I'm gonna recreate it for you guys so you can follow along and see how I do it. But you can see it's all very rough, very sketchy. It's just there to get it done. It very depends. If you're working with other people, very important you keep it a little more detailed. For me, I'm just putting what's in my head down to the pages. I understand the squiggly lines, but if you have other people again, they might not understand it. So keep that in mind if you want to be a storyboard artist. While you're working on the storyboard, you'll also start to notice the next step before animation and pre-production is character sheet. Can you get comfortable drawing Tom and Jerry? Again, part of the project makes it fun is it's just a good practice. I mean, there's two characters, so you can really master just Jerry and how he looks. You can master Tom and how their body moves. That's how I see it, because if you're going through this process, you're gonna be drawing them a lot, just over and over again. Yeah, that's animation. And as you're working on the storyboard, maybe you had it in the screenplay, maybe not, but you're starting to create shots. You're starting to organize your film in shots, and it's beginning to look like a film in your head. Maybe not in screen, but hopefully in your head it's playing, and you're seeing what it could look like. And again, take a break. Maybe you finish 4 panels, maybe and take a break, maybe a day, a few hours, eat some food, then you keep working on it slowly and steady. So yeah, you finished your storyboard, you numbered the panels, and numbered the shots that they're gonna have. Right around this stage, last time I worked on it, I started working on the background. This is because the storyboard remained pretty unchanged from beginning to end. If you're unsure or you think you might change something in the story, maybe hold this off until the end of some shots. Here I'm just showing you the reference of the background to the storyboard, and eventually we will get to painting the background into a more stylized version, Tom and Jerry version, but we will get to that in the next episode where we're gonna start animating our first shot. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys follow along and share what you guys make with me and everyone else watching. That's the end. See you in the next one.